The little boy said something that shocked everyone. The funeral was completely silent. Rain poured heavily from the dark sky as hundreds of people stood around the white coffin of millionaire Victor Hale. His wife, Elena, was crying uncontrollably beside the grave. Reporters crowded behind police barriers. Everyone believed Victor had died 3 days earlier in a terrible car accident. Then, suddenly, Victor's 6-year-old son walked slowly toward the coffin, holding a dirty teddy bear. The priest lowered his head sadly. "Would you like to say goodbye to your father?" The little boy touched the coffin gently, looked around at everyone, and whispered, "My daddy is not inside." The entire cemetery froze. People stared at each other nervously. Some thought the boy was confused because of grief. But then Liam slowly pointed at Victor's younger brother Adrian and said, "He's hiding him." 3 days earlier, Victor's black car supposedly crashed off a bridge at midnight and exploded in the river below. Police immediately called it an accident. The fire was so strong, they said nobody could survive. The city was shocked because Victor wasn't just rich. He was famous, successful, powerful, loved by the media. But after the crash, strange things started happening, especially with little Liam. Every night at exactly 2:13 a.m., the boy woke up screaming. And every morning, he drew the same terrifying picture: a bridge, a black car, and a man pushing someone into the water. His mother, Elena, thought trauma was affecting him. Until the funeral. As the priest continued speaking, Liam stared at Adrian without blinking, watching him carefully, like he was afraid of him. Adrian tried smiling at the boy, but Liam hid behind his mother instantly. Then suddenly the little boy shouted, "Daddy told me not to trust Uncle Adrian!" Gasps spread through the crowd. Adrian's face instantly turned pale. "Liam!" he snapped angrily. "Stop this nonsense!" But the little boy began crying harder. "You pushed Daddy into the river!" Elena covered her mouth in horror. The reporters rushed closer. Even police officers exchanged nervous looks now. Then Liam slowly reached into his pocket and pulled out Victor's silver watch. The exact watch investigators claimed had been destroyed in the explosion. The cemetery exploded with whispers. Adrian looked terrified. "Where did you get that?" he whispered shakily. Liam hugged the watch tightly. "Daddy gave it to me before the bad men came." Now Elena felt her knees weakening. Because Victor never removed that watch. Never. If Liam had it, then maybe Victor was never inside the car. Adrian suddenly tried leaving the cemetery, but Liam screamed, "He heard Daddy screaming!" Everyone froze again. Police immediately stopped Adrian before he could reach his car. The little boy's tiny hands trembled around the teddy bear. Then he whispered something that made Elena nearly collapse. "I heard Uncle Adrian talking under my bed." Complete silence swallowed the cemetery. Liam looked terrified, remembering it. He said, "Push the car now before somebody sees us." The reporters began shouting questions everywhere. Adrian started sweating heavily. But Liam wasn't finished. He said Daddy was still alive. Now even the priest looked horrified. That same night, police reopened the case. Divers searched deeper beneath the river. And hours later, they discovered something shocking. Victor's body had never been inside the burned car. Instead, they found ropes, blood, and signs of kidnapping. The accident had been staged. News exploded across the country instantly. TV channels called it the funeral lie. Police searched Adrian's office and discovered massive debts and secret documents. Victor had planned to remove Adrian from the company only days before the crash. Adrian was desperate, and greed turned him into a monster. But the most shocking moment came 2 days later. At sunrise, police cars suddenly surrounded an abandoned cabin outside the city. Inside, they found Victor alive. Weak, injured, barely able to walk, but alive. When Elena saw him, she collapsed, crying into his arms. Reporters captured everything live. The entire country watched in shock. And Adrian? He was arrested immediately. The man pretending to cry beside the coffin was secretly the one who kidnapped his own brother. As police dragged Adrian away in handcuffs, he looked at Liam with pure hatred. But the little boy simply hugged his teddy bear tighter and whispered, "I told you my daddy wasn't inside." And in the end, the one person nobody believed was the only person telling the truth from the very beginning.